Hey everyone, once again, Dutchman Mods and Repairs back with a video. We're working on a 2000 Jeep Cherokee Classic, and we're working on the sway bar link connection here. In particular, this bolt. And it's stuck, kind of. It's a press in or knock in, and even though I can't get I can't get quite in there to show you what's on the head of it up in here, but it's a Torx head, but inside there are splines that run perpendicular to these threads, and so this won't screw out. Okay, if you try to screw that out, you're gonna probably do some serious damage. And so we're going to try a couple different things. You can just see, actually you can just see the splines just right there by my nail. First thing we're going to try is getting a large socket over the head of this and a big old C-clamp, and we're going to see if we might be able to press that out that way. If that doesn't work, we're going to go to plan B, and at this point plan B is undetermined. We'll be back. Alright, so here's what we've got. We've got a 7/8 12 point over the head, and then we put a nut on the other side just to give us a little more for that C-clamp swivel head to work on. So we're going to get it started here, and then we'll get back with you.
Is it even moving?
Well, it's gonna be, I mean, it's under a lot of pressure, but okay, that's starting to rotate. So hold on just one sec. By the way, do yourself a favor and kind of, if you can, cover your eyes a little bit, because you don't want to, because if that C-clamp spins off of there,
Okay.
there's a whole lot of energy in there. What do they call it? Kinetic energy?
Loaded energy?
Yeah. Starting to rotate down, coming off center on that C-clamp.
What if we heat it up while it's pushing? Might have enough give as far as pressure wise to it'll loosen up and push through.
You can try, because I think right now all it's doing is actually bending the C-clamp. See those little splines up in there? Those guys. What's holding this puppy in there like a madman?
Try to heat just this, right?
Yep. If you can, try to work around, so you're not just in one spot. All right, so we're loose The heat definitely worked. And we didn't capture this on video just because we were being a little extra cautious with some things, and I actually stepped away to go grab another tool. My son kept the heat on there, but basically it came loose like a gunshot. We had so much tension on that with that C-clamp that when that did finally give with that heat, it was like a rocket going off. So lots of tied up energy in there. So it might be worth, you know, just keeping that in mind. We're gonna do the other side. We got a little bit more of a challenge here for clearance on things. Not quite sure how we're gonna get in there. We'll address that in a minute and then show you what we do. So just keep in mind, the heat worked, C-clamp worked. Just an added note here, the 12.78, you can get away with the 7/8. It does like rest on the head of that bolt, which is actually kind of convenient because, as you can see, I don't have to worry about it falling off right now. So there's enough tension that it actually just kind of, let me see if I can show you here. You know, so it just slips over, stays in place, and it's actually kind of a good thing. So if you want loose, you know, go bigger than 7/8, and you're gonna maybe going big with 7/8, you can get away with a 5-point, but we had to use the 12-point with this 7/8. So, all right, we'll get set up. All right, so to get the C-clamp in here, we're gonna have to take this stabilizer link off. We're just gonna do it off this one side, and we should be able to either lift it up or swing it down out of the way so that we've got the clearance we need with the C-clamp in there. Nut, or the bolt head and the nut are both 3/4 inch. All right, so with some effort, we got the two steering stabilizer shocks, if you will, out of the way. And now we can get the C-clamp in there like it was on the other side, more or less. All right, we got the nut and the socket on there. Now we just need to finagle the C-clamp in there. Get that. What about, yeah, I'm not sure what kind of clearance you have there. Is it about the same as the other side?
Pretty much.
Because then you could also try coming at an angle in here, perhaps, if that doesn't work. All right, we'll come back as soon as we get this set up and we're putting tension on it. All right, so we've got it on there. Make sure when you get the C-clamp that you're trying to keep your force. Ours is a little off. I'm trying to light a torch down there. There we go. Get that threaded bar, whatever kind of force you're putting on there, is as in line as possible with that bolt. So again, we're just putting heat not on the bolt, but on the metal around the bolt, okay? Because that's what you want to expand. If you put direct heat on both, then they both expand together. And you want the bolt to stay a little bit cool. It's still gonna get hot, but it's not gonna be as hot as the metal around where that bolt goes in. put heat on this a whole lot longer than this one.
I also put. We had the other side cranked down.
Right, so the question is more heat going to actually compensate for less pressure? Let's take a time out.
I'm waiting for it to just
To pop?
pop, yeah. Sneaking wrenches.
You think we could get a hammer, Darren, on that? Take some good swings at it?
To take the C-clamp off?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna do all that much, to be honest.
Well, it's shock. That's one thing. Right now we're just using fixed pressure.
Might could bang it from the top to like maybe get it a little bit shaken up.
No, that sand hammer's not going to be enough. We need like hammer.
I have a hammer.
That's enough. The shock needs to be on the bolt, not the.
Yeah.
All right, let's back up. Let's take the pressure off the C-clamp. And see if we can get some good swings with the hammer and do the shock approach.
I have to heat it up again.
No, we won't have to start from zero because that thing's still blazing hot. But I understand what you're saying. Just don't let anything drop on you. It'll burn you. So that's what we're gonna do, get the C-clamp off and see if we can take some swings with a hammer on it with heat and shock and heat, get it out instead of just pure pressure on the other, like we had on the other side. All right, it's off with about, we took the C-clamp off, regular old hammer, put the butane torch both on both sides. So we came up and we heated up pretty good over here. I'm not going to touch anything on that side around, and then I rested it on this side for probably how long?
Oof, solid 2 minutes.
2 minutes or so, and then just started wailing with the hammer. I mean, you got to beat it like you mean it, and that thing is smoking hot. And all that underneath there's gonna be smoking hot too. But the good thing is it came out. But you can see the knurls that you know that they press into that sleeve. So this isn't, you know, you'd never accomplish anything other than rounding out the head of that bolt, maybe damaging a tool by trying to come in with it, because they got a stupid Torx on the other side. It's like, what the heck's that about? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's out. So we were able to use the C-clamp with a lot of pressure over on that side, and I think it's because we had a lot more clearance underneath to get the C-clamp, you know, lined up evenly. And on this side, when we put it in, we were just a little bit, you know, the pressure wasn't directly on. So as soon as you come off of your force moving directly into the bolt and you start moving it up like this, you know, you're going to cause some binding up in here with those splines, and just the force where you want it isn't there. So get my stupid finger out of the way again. Sorry about that. All right, so I hope this helps somebody out with either these or something similar. Glad you watched the video. Got any questions or comments, leave those down below. We will always make an effort to try and get back in touch with you on those. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We appreciate that. It means a lot to us. And have a good day.